YOUNG_SHODDY.
Our first exclusive interview with Philly hip hop artist YoungShoddy, where we'll be talking to her about all things YoungShoddy and Philly music. So let's get it started. We're just gonna jump right into it. I'm gonna let you tell us all you want to tell us about. But the one thing I want to know is a lot about you. I want to know how you got started with music, where it started, who inspired you, and your inspiration.
Okay, well, I got started when I was in middle school.
Wow.
My teacher had assigned a life history assignment. So we had to either do poetry, audio format, or like a visual aid,
Okay.
like talking about stuff that was happening around that time. Like this was like in 2012, something like that. So when I did the assignment, I recorded it, but I like wrote a rap to it.
Ooh.
So when I did it, we went downstairs because it was like a technology school.
Okay.
So one of the high schoolers, he knew how to engineer. So we did a song and it came out cool and everybody seemed to like it. So it went on from there. But my mom, she used to rap. So when I was little, we would be on the table, she would make a beat, and then we would go back and
Shout out
forth.
to Mom. She's here right now, always
Mom,
supporting.
Mama Jer, okay. So we would always make beats on the table, and then she would make me rap. So it kind of just started from there, and then yeah. But she was really the reason why I started.
Kind of just in your blood, huh?
Yeah, it was kind of
what
in my
you
blood.
do.
So when I got the opportunity to do it, it was just like, oh, this is just set up for me right now.
It's for you.
Yeah, let's see what happens. So after my teacher assigned it, I just ran with it because everybody seemed to like the song. So I just made a original song, like separate from the assignment.
Right.
And then I performed it at my talent show, and everybody knew the words. It was crazy. So I just was like, let me see where this goes.
Right.
And we.
All right. So you said in 2012. So I don't know if it's too personal, but how old are you?
I will be 20 in August.
20. Okay.
19
That's nice.
is when I get technical.
Right. So how did you get the name YoungShoddy? Where did this name come from?
Oh, my mom.
Shout out to Mama Dre again, killing it.
My mom, she used to rap and have like a dance team, like
Okay.
a group, and they used to call her Shoddy, so I just put the young in front of her.
Okay,
Since I got the rap thing from her.
makes sense. Alrighty, so what is your target audience when you do music? Did it start out one thing and change, or has it been the same all the way through?
To be honest, when I first started, I didn't really have a target audience. I just made music for the
Okay.
world, and whoever liked it. But as I got older and kind of now that I'm like on the verge of being grown and embarking into womanhood and stuff, like
Right.
I kind of feel like I can be myself, and I didn't really identify it until I started branding and getting into the music business aspect to know that my target audience is like the gay pride community.
Okay.
Not like saying that I'm gay, but like
Right.
what they represent, what they stand for. They like free. They
Yes,
free to be
being
themselves.
yourself. Yeah.
And like they have no problem expressing it with no type of apology or like empathy for it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So when I kind of felt like I was like that, like I was in the public eye, like in Philly. You know what I'm saying? So I had to watch what I did, watch what I say, watch what I do.
Yeah.
But now that I'm older and I feel free, like I can be myself in my music, I felt like we just clicked right there.
Right.
So a lot of people that's like from the gay pride community is like, that's my target audience because we are like I have no problem being myself.
Right.
So that's just my audience. For
That's awesome. And I will say, I think the first time I saw you was Hip Hop Since 1987 had their mini festival.
Oh, yeah.
It was the night that TIZ215 hosted.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing you on stage, and the first thing I said was, yo, her style is so dope.
Thank you.
It's just like you have your own sense of, you can tell that this is what you want to wear and this is
Right.
what I'm going to wear. And then I followed you on Instagram. I saw you later that night. And I got your Instagram. I followed you on Instagram, and your style is so different.
Yes.
It's everywhere,
Weird.
all over, but it's like perfect, and it's
Thank
so
you.
and it goes with the music, and I love it.
Thank you.
I'm all for being free and being yourself.
Yes.
I love the girl power vibes that we have going on right now.
Yes, thank you.
I love you working hard,
Thank
young
you.
also, because I'm 24, so I love seeing young people, doing what they want to do, how
Right.
they need to do it, and how they see best fit for themselves. And I
Right.
agree with you, like, I'm not gay, but I love that LGBT community. It's
Yeah.
awesome. It's all about being yourself, and I think that's a good thing to have in Philly. It's hard to have that in Philly. It's hard to walk around and wear that proud, but you wear your own sense of style proud, which is awesome. So you're welcome. Has this always been your style, or has that changed since you started doing music?
Well, I always had like a tomboyish style.
Okay,
I was more like boyish though, but I just didn't know how to like intertwine it with like being a girl.
Right.
So it kind of changed as I got older and embracing like wearing earrings and jewelry and getting cute and stuff like that.
Yes.
But it evolved as I got older. I was really more in the like tomboyish stage, like straight backs, cats.
I feel you, me too.
The whole thing.
I understand that. It's comfortable.
Yeah.
Whatever makes you comfortable, whatever feels fit. So listening to your music, and if people follow you on Instagram, they'll see this. And it's the two words, Barbie Trap.
Yes.
Now, I think I can piece it together for myself, but I want you to tell the people what it is. I want you to explain where Barbie Trap came from, how you came up with it. If Momager helped you out, shout her out again, because she's killing the game. So let us know what it was that inspired the Barbie Trap.
Barbie Trap actually came from when I was up at school, and I was writing a song. It's unreleased, and it was called Run It Up. And I was like really, this was one of the records that I really started to know my identity as an artist and kind of like know what target I was going for as far as like what kind of music I was going to put out up in college. So when I thought about it, I'm like, sometimes I like to get girly, but sometimes I like to be boyish. So I'm like, I like to be on some boyish, girlish type time. So like, I wear dresses and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, like I dress up like a Barbie sometimes. So then I get boyish. I'm like, Barbie Trap. Just like put it together.
Perfect.
And then I did that. And then my guy, his name's Skarsky. He makes my logos.
Okay.
He made me a logo because I was doing a whole rebrand. And he had a logo and it just said Barbie Trap in it. So when he sent me my logo and it just had Barbie Trap in it, I'm like, I wanted a boyish, tomboyish vibe to it. And then he just attached it. I'm like, oh, this is so perfect.
Perfect.
Barbie Trap. So when my logo got made, it just sticks. And I just ran with it.
So what is one thing that people who want to join your Barbie Trap movement or army, what should they have? What should they bring to it? What do you want to see from people who have Barbie Trap under their pictures for their captions and in their bios and stuff on Instagram? What do you want to see from that?
I want them to just have ambition and have a hustle mentality.
Okay.
Despite the Barbie trait, that's my thing. That's my style. It's more than just a rap. It's a lifestyle for me. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I attached Barbie Trap to it. But regardless of that, my brand is called A Trap in Your Mindset. Okay. So basically, it's adapted to. Thank you. So basically, it's adapted to. It can be applied anywhere. If you football, school, as far as basketball, athletics, whatever you do. Like, hustle like you trying to double back from something. Even for people that's in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Like, hustle like you in the streets, but double it up. You understand what I'm saying? To have yourself set up for life. So so them bad environments that you came from or wherever you was working from, to not go back to that. You know what I'm saying? Invest in yourself. That's why I said trap in your mindset. Because people have the trap mentality or the hustle mentality, and you want to apply that in so many different directions to be like a millionaire or be like a billionaire, whatever you want to do, an entrepreneur. So that's what I want them to have, ambition and hustle in the format or the mindset that they're trying to do.
Okay, that's nice. I like that. We got to hashtag that, trap in your mindset. Yes, that should be the name of the podcast today. I like that one.
Thank you.
Yes, of course. So, as I said, I'm real big on women supporting women.
Right.
It's hard in Philly. So, what do you think? As a woman, as a female artist in Philly, is one of the hardest things you will say that has kind of, put a break in between for you to really get your music out there going? Or what do you think one of the hardest things for you to really make a breakout for yourself was? Because you have a bunch of followers on Instagram now, and I know that didn't come easy.
Right.
So what was it that really just broke you out? Like, I'm a woman and I'm here.
Well, it was the fact that my work ethic. I kept consistently grinding and putting out different content for them to soak up and eat. You know what I'm saying? So I never being patient or being chill was never an option for me. Like, that wasn't a part of my vocabulary. I had to, like, all right, if I got this song, I gotta drop this down.
Right.
Just keep on. Or sometimes I would just flood the timelines, like, back to back to back to
Right.
back. Like, you would see me the whole hour, you would scroll up and be like, Young Shotty, Young Shotty, Young Shotty. And then...
Might be annoying, but you see my face, you see my name, you hear me.
So click that link in the
Right,
bio.
exactly. I won't stop, but you're going to go listen.
Right. So when I started doing that, that's how my name started to kind of get out there and stuff like that. But I say one of the hardest things was, like, being taken serious because you're a female. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, and then if you're attractive at that, you know, guys will try to maneuver and do the extra stuff with mixing business and pleasure. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, like, it's hard being taken serious as a female. That's kind of how you gotta, like, set your foot down and let them know what it is. That's really about it.
Makes sense. So before we take our break, I want to know one last thing. What is something about you? Where are you from? Where did you grow up? And where do you live now?
Well, I grew up in Uptown, so, like, the Alany area, like, down the street from the South.
Okay.
But currently I reside in the Northeast, near Lincoln High School. And that's really it. I'm still from my family from all over.
All over?
Yeah, basically.
I feel you. I understand that. So we are going to take a quick break on Philadelphia Podcast. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Philadelphia Podcast. And don't forget to follow YoungShoddy also, and we'll be right back in a minute.
We're also just going to give another shout out to all of our sponsors. Philadelphia Podcast, Hip Hop since 1987, RAWLIFE Records, Digital Crates, of course, PHILLYPHRIED Edibles, Anchor, Fresh Elite, Fresh Like I, and CRUCANNABIS. Again, we're streaming on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Tidal, and Forge Recording Studios.
The podcast you just heard was published with Anchor. Got something you want to say to the creator of this show? Send them a voice message using the Anchor app, free for iOS and Android.